Okay, let's begin our speech phase. The first honored guest, let's welcome Mr. Hao Xu. He is the engineering manager from the clutch dampers drivetrain system Chinese BorgWarner. His main research field is the technical innovation and engineering application of P2 hybrid transmission. Today, his speech is about BorgWarner's electrification solutions for P2 and DHT hybrid transmission. Welcome.
Firstly, thank you for Professor Wang for the warm introduction. And I'm coming from BorgWarner. Today's topic is basically BorgWarner electrification solutions for the P2 hybrid and DHT hybrid transmissions here. Basically, including the 4 sections here. The first one basically is a portfolio and a competence for hybrid electrifications here. The next one is basically focused on P2 solutions here. And the third one, we would like to have a short introduction regarding BorgWarner solution for DHT transmission. And lastly, we will make summaries between the comparison between the P2 hybrid and DHT. So BorgWarner is providing a full solution for the diverse hybrid vehicle technology here. Our product actually combines both the mild plug-in solutions here. So basically, I will focus mostly on the P2 and also the DHT. Excuse me. Here you see a chart. Basically, the chart is slightly different to what you're seeing, mainly partially from other symposium or other kind of introduction, because this one is basically come from assumptions here. Here, I highlight basically only 2 different kind of transmission sections here. One is P2, another DHT. So basically, the other hybrids means, or others including the 48 voltage and also P4 and P3. So our message is very clear. We see a total hybrid increase rapidly, but anyway, there will be a flatten around 2029. We see a trend roughly in 10 years to switch to BEV. And of course, we see the DHT increase fairly dramatically because of the driven by the Japanese OEMs, which have already launched several programs so far. We see also multiple Chinese OEMs have already recently launched their own DHTs. You see the market from the BYD, DMI, also the GAC, GMC, also the Nemo from the Grateful. They launched diverse of DHTs, which have a huge contribution for the market share of DHT. Also, P2 still stay one of the majority portion of hybrids. We see a lot of the European manufacturers still launching or have launched a P2. Also, Chinese suppliers here also cooperate with our vehicles OEM like Great Wall Chang'an launched the P2. It means P2 will still remain one of the key players in the future hybridizations here. So next one is basically P2 solutions here. BorgWarner owns a very rich experience for P2 hybridizations here. Our experience with P2 started from 2012. We started first development with Hyundai for the 6-speed AT P2. We're developing the clutch modules for Hyundai and Kia Group. Also, in China, we start our first P2 experience with our customer FAW. The first P2 with FAW had been launched in 2016 here for the Red Flag brand here. We are supplying the disconnect clutch and also dual clutch modules at HCU for complete P2 solutions for FW. Meanwhile, BorgWarner has also acquired the company Remy or Stevicon, and recently, you know, BorgWarner has also acquired the company Delphi Technologies here. With the integration of Remy e-motors here, we start development of a complete solution for the triple clutch here. And we secured the first P2 triple clutch module business in 2017, and the first P2 triple clutch modules will be launched recently with Chang'an Group in next few months. So in summary, our products for P2, especially our triple clutch type P2, is basically we can complete of a comprehensive modular kit for PHEV, full HEV, and also mild HEVs here. We own the core technology and the core product for complete module, including our wheel friction system, including our hydraulic control system. Also, we can offer optionally with additionally PS, the permanent engaged start, and also damping system here. With integration from the Remy and also Delphi, we are also be able to provide the whole power in electronics, also e-motor here. And at last, we will offer the product with system integrations here. That means all support and BorgWarner by BorgWarner China and manufactured by BorgWarner China. So try to go to detail something. You see the picture right now are basically two P2 modules. All of them come from triple clutch here. And one of the module is basically, you can see from our BorgWarner booth, outside side of conference room here. Both of them basically are on axis P2. They are with 3 clutches nested together. And this kind of super design is allowing our OEM customers here to utilize existing wet DCT technology and share partial their production capability. Because as you know, majority of Chinese OEMs has already chosen DCT as their roadmap for automatic transmission here. They have plenty of experience and production capability for DCT. So we would like to let our customer to share the existing capability to extend their product for the electrifications here. Also, with this kind of very compact design, we are allowed our customers to package complex P2 module and also transmissions for the front-wheel drive applications here. So another advantage, basically, this is so-called add-on solutions here, partially, and have advantage for the fast launch to the market to meet the Chinese CAFE and also NAV credit regulation here. So BorgWarner are able to provide both on-access and off-access P2 modules here, and also different kind of activity systems here, including high pressure and low pressure, also with e-motor mechatronics actuation. So I take one as case study. On the screen, you see one P2 module, which is actually driven by the central engagement mechanism CSC. It has very high integration rate. The complete P2 module integrated into transmission structure with very short lengths, which has a great contribution for a transmission length is only roughly 400 millimeter. This kind of transmission lengths allowing the OEM to install them together with 4-cylinder engines here and be used starting from the B-class vehicles here. The design here is basically cover 450 millimeter application here, and which allow a fairly powerful design and performance for the vehicles here, especially in China, you know, normally range is actually below 400 millimeter application for passenger cars. So not only this product, we are thinking about modular system here because, you know, in case we are only focusing on PHEV, say the limitation of volume and also development cost here, we are thinking how to extend the whole portfolio into the HEV and also mild HEV here. So we have analyzed the system requirement and develop a smart way for the 48P2 design. In this case, we just changed the inverter, which is also in-house from BorgWarner. Also, we have introduced our 48 voltage e-motor combined with the PES, the permanent engaged guardian, for the electrification extension here. Also, the prototype available and can be also quick launch to the market together with our PHEV plug-in hybrid module. So regarding e-motor, this is also one of the modular kit together with our high-power plug-in e-motor. This is we call SW270 e-motor, which have the same diameter like the PHEV module, but the load length has been reduced to the 30 millimeter. Also, you can see some key parameters here. With this kind of very compact design, we still can reach a peak power of more than 22 kilowatts, and also a peak torque more than 145 Newton meter, which enable our products to have a very good combination from performance and also costs. So, as I mentioned before, we see the market is actually right now changing. This means both P2 and DGT are basically 2 feet on the market, which have very high market shares here. That's why since several years here, BorgWarner is also working together with our OEM customer here, developing a solution for DGT. So, same as P2, we have a very rich experience for the DGT globally and in China. Globally, BorgWarner starting the DGT development together with General Motors for the GFE and the GRE application here. In China, we are actually working with one OEM in Guangzhou since 2018 and delivers the clutch modules for their next generation DGT. Also, with the launch of BYD DMI, BorgWarner is actually the solution plate supply for the BYD DMI, which is very hot right now in China. It develops the vehicles. I think Ms. Bai knows it. Not only this kind of BYD and also another OEMs, BorgWarner has also secured the DH business from one of the biggest OEMs, GV OEM in China. BorgWarner has already delivered the clutch modules and also the control modules for this GV OEMs in China, which are targeted for SOP in 2 years here. Also next year, BorgWarner will launch our products together with another OEM for their 3DGT products, which bring a reach of products for BorgWarner in DGT here. So in total, we are working with several OEMs, also not only here, for several DGT solutions from 1 speed to 3 speed, and with different kind of architectures. So back to the detailed solution here, because different kind of P2s, the DHTs had a very high variety here. Come back to clutch solution here, we see for typical this kind of PMP3 and PMP2 parallel and serial application here. For clutch modules, there are different kind of designs. In case we go to details, you see we can divide them into the single clutch modules, which are nested with e-motor, and also single clutch modules as standalone. Or we see also a lot of applications, especially for the DGT with multi-speed. They need not only the single clutch, they need also a dual clutch module here. So we are also offering the dual clutch modules, both nested with e-motor or standalone for DGT here. So this one is actually a full introduction of our product portfolios for DGT. It means we are offering 2 types of clutch modules or PX modules for DGT. The left one is so-called single shift clutch here. This has a very good advantage. It has no direct interface with e-motor. It can be easily scalable for car design, which also leads to a very short development time. And advantage is also it has easy to adaptation for different kind of transmission types here. And this kind of single shift clutch can be either high pressure or low pressure, or as a single clutch or dual clutch. For PX modules here, especially for the P1, P3, we are developing with several OEMs for this kind of clutch models integrated with oil-cooled e-motor. It has a great advantage for the optimized packaging, and the rotor and the clutch housing have a high integration. And with BorgWarner's rich experience with e-motor, we are able to deliver the component both with e-motor and also integrate clutch modules as a PX module for HT. Here's a case study which we are doing right now also for one of OEM customers here. It is a P1 module. It's a P1 module from a DHT. This is actually a P1 hybrid module with integrated dual clutch and shift clutches here, which enables multiple gear shifts. It has very compact design for high package requirements. And also you can see the complete dual clutch modules are nested on the P1. And the actuation is from CSC, which is integrated into the DHT housings here. We use also the wave springs here instead of disc spring and spring pack for drag torque reduction here. This product can deliver the super low leakage solution, and of course for a maximum system efficiency. Not only the clutch module and PX module, we are delivering the complete solution for the actuation system here, especially for the hydraulic actuation. This is also one of the hydraulic control module we are actually developing for OEMs for the HT here. It is come from a dual pump input flow. Has a compact design for packaging with multi-functions here, including the high pressure filter, accumulator. It can be used for maximum actuation for clutches here, and integration of the hydraulic park lock control. And the advantage of the product, of course, have very good low leakage components for design, and also a high efficiency here. So back to the presentation here. So we introduced right now the products for both for P2 and DHT. Both are very hot at our OEMs here. And there will be often question which one is better, which is more suitable for OEM. Our opinion may be the same as most of our OEM customers here. Both have the advantage. Both have the advantage. There are no best solution, but there are other solutions which are suitablest. So we believe the P2 basically can be used either for all-new transmission or as add-on solution here. It can be used for maximize, reuse existing components, existing investment, especially for OEMs who are already investing huge money for their DCTs here. They can still utilize existing DCT line knowledge and for extension as P2, especially for the DCT type P2. And this will be allows them to provide flexibility to scale production volume and also with different kind of demands. Because in China, the demands of vehicle is very also with high fluctuation here. This kind of flexibility will help them to maximize their profits. For DHT, this will be a requirement for all new transmission design. We see only supports of the high voltage solutions for the voltage solution here. It will be relatively simply, especially for one-speed DHT. Of course, for two-speed, three-speed is some actuation system here. But they have some limited scalability. Do not fit all vehicle types here. Mainly is actually for the compact and also for the efficiency level vehicles here. So basic system design is significantly influenced by the driving requirements. We see for low performance vehicles, DHT could offer a less expensive solution here. But for performance related, a lot of OEM called P. That means P2 solutions here require high state speed power requirement. A parallel carburetor like P2 usually is basically a less expensive solution here. So for consider OEM, say would like to think about system here, maybe they need to think about the costs. This means for DHT, they need a second e-motor, second power electronics, but for the P2 type, they need additional mechanicalism. So both need additional monies here. What they need to be balanced. So we have made a simple comparison mechanism here to try to bring the topic. We put several different kind of criteria into comparison here. That means including the investment, the development costs, the IC loss, that means engine loss, the weight, the unit cost, that means the piece cost, and operational flexibilities here, also the electronic loss and mechanical loss here. And each position, that means each solution, IGT and also P2, has the advantages here. Each OEM needs to think about their own situation, which one is best. Like P2, they have roughly low investment, low development costs, but of course for them means some efficiency not so good as DHT, especially in the city drive situation here. That means each OEM takes the right solution, a best one for their vehicle segment, and achieve maximum advantage of each one. So as a summary, we see P2 drive models here. We can offer a very comprehensive, a modular kit for both on and off-access P2. This is including both the PHEV, HEV, and the 4H solution. So especially the triple clutch type P2 is very compact. It can fit into the front-wheel drive vehicles for Chinese OEMs here. Also, the choice between a DHT and a P2 is to be made individually based on the application, respecting vehicle size and driving requirements here. Both systems here, we see have their own strengths and system-specific advantage here. Across the board, recommendations for the one or other technology cannot be given. That means both P2 and DHT has found their way on the market, and both will be existing and coexisting for a long time until next technology coming, like the BEV. Thank you. Any questions or no Q&A? I'm not sure. 有问题吗？那个没有 Q&A 的吗？那个王教授，没有问到环节是吧？
Okay, I have a question.
So please,
Professor I see your slide, and why you using the high pressure? And now I see the 40 to 60 bar controls the clutch in DT.
Okay, I think there's come two reasons here. The first reason is the history and the development experience for OEMs here. Like some OEM, they have already the high pressure DCT. Like OEM, I say name is X. They have also 7 DCT, same speed DCT, which already in with high pressure. They would like to use their existing knowledge, existing supply, existing line, so which can share the same line between the conventional and the P2. That means, so we see a lot of the custom here. Some custom also sitting here. They have both DCT in high pressure, and also, of course, P2 will be high pressure because sharing the same line. This is the first reason. The second reason is basically efficiency. Also, there are some add-on costs comparing to conventional pressure, or some difficulty or something for the contamination controls here. But the CS system's high pressure still has efficient improvement comparing to conventional, maybe 1% or 1.5%. That means both of the reason of existing one and efficiency advantage here. So there's some OEM would like to choose this kind of high pressure. Vice versa, you can see the Great Wall. They launched the 9-speed DCT together with a 9-speed P2, but both of them are sharing most components. Both of them are conventional low pressure, because otherwise the line needs to be changed. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any question? Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Your wonderful presentation.